Hello everyone, back tuning in to today's first video, doing 5-day forecast with today's first video, having a detailed look at weather for the next 5 days across the British Isles, as always, on a Wednesday. And it's going to be an unsettled 5 days coming up. There's going to be bands of rain between now and the weekend. And then later in the weekend into early next week, have a complex area of low pressure that will contain the remains of Hurricanes Lee and Maria, sweeping in across the country. Now, the detail on that is going to be very uncertain, but it could well give us a real blow over the weekend, or late in the weekend and inside of next week. So there could be some gales or severe gale force winds. There could also be heavy rain as well, but the detail will be chopping and changing in the next couple of days until we firm up at the end of the week. I'll tell you for everything that's going on in a moment. Before we get on with that, though, just say that today's second video will have a look at the weather for next week, 10 days. We'll also include the Beijing Climate Centre next 40 days in that. I think it might just about take us into sort of November with that one. So that'll be this afternoon. Before we get on 5-day forecast, just to say about websites we're using the weatheroutlook.com and weathercentral.de, and you can find a link to both of those websites on the links page. So this is the latest weather picture from the Weather Outlook. There's a band of very wet weather across Ireland, going through the Irish Sea into the west of Wales and down into southwestern parts of England. See some very bright colours in there, indicating some really heavy bursts of rain. And it's very slow moving as well. This has made very little eastwards progress during the course of the morning, very, very gradually pushing eastwards. That leaves a bulk of the country actually having a reasonable day. It's mostly dry, with a mix of a few bright sunny spells and also quite a lot of cloud. Here's today's hot pressure chart. This area of high pressure over Scandinavia has tried to dominate the weather, but the Atlantic just too buoyant at the moment. So this is the weather front that's moving in from off the Atlantic Ocean, and you can see that there's more areas of low pressure downstream in the Atlantic. So this afternoon we'll see that rain becoming increasingly heavy and widespread in the west and gradually inching its way eastwards, probably getting into the south and west Midlands by the end of the afternoon into this evening. Anywhere north and east of that is likely to be mostly dry through the course of this afternoon, with again a mix of bright spells but also quite a lot of cloud. The wind will be strong from the southeast with this rain band as well, so proper wet and windy conditions really out in the west. Temperatures today are quite decent, actually range around 15 to 20 or 21 degrees. 21 is possible in central London if the sun comes out. 70 Fahrenheit, and it does actually feel quite humid, although under the rain, of course, is going to be a lot much cooler feel there under that band of heavy rain. Now, overnight tonight, that front is going to get a move on. It's going to push eastwards across the country, so heavy rain will be moving eastwards through the UK this evening, heading northwards and eastwards overnight. By the end of the night, I think we'll all have had a spell of wet weather, and the rain will be across eastern parts of Scotland down into north-eastern parts of England, possibly clinging on to the coast of East Anglia as well. Elsewhere, though, it'll turn clear in the second half of the night, with clear spells coming through, 1 or 2 showers around western facing coast. Going to be quite a warm night, temperatures ranging from 8 to 14 degrees Celsius. It will turn a little bit cooler though as that rain clears through. That's sort of the first little push of slightly fresher air started to come in from off the Atlantic Ocean. Now tomorrow looks a reasonable day. We're under a transient ridge ahead of this next area of low pressure that's developing out in the Atlantic. So we may start off with some quite wet weather across eastern Scotland and north-east England, but that should go very quickly into the North Sea, and then we'll be turning drier through the course of the day. And actually, I'll say a fairly decent day with sunny spells coming through. However, by the end of the day, we'll start to find cloud, wind and rain beginning to roll back into Ireland, possibly even western Scotland by the evening. Temperatures tomorrow, despite morning way of sunshine, will actually be a little bit down, so ranging from around 14 to 19 degrees Celsius, and it will be a slightly fresher feel to the air as well. Into Friday, this next area of low pressure will be heading in. That moves in overnight, Thursday into Friday, really. So Friday starts with cloud and outbreaks of rain across many parts of the country. Some of that rain could be quite heavy. It will be showery in nature, so it won't be continuous, persistent heavy rain, just bursts of rain coming and going. really through the morning, and it pushes north and eastwards through the afternoon with brighter skies following in from the west. So by the end of Friday afternoon, I think most of the persistent rain will be out of the way and we'll be into a sunshine and showers type situation, which with actually many places dry. The showers will be mostly in the west, where there could be a few heavy showers. Quite windy as well on Friday, so the winds will be pretty strong and gusty, particularly so in the north and the west, and it will be turning cooler again. This is a second push of cooler air. So now temperatures are back down to average, really, ranging from around 12 to 18 degrees Celsius at best, possibly a little bit above average still, but certainly a cooler feel will be pushed across the country from the west on Friday, leading to quite a cold night actually on Friday night. So Saturday starts mostly dry under a very weak ridge, but you see all this air, all this low pressure, all these areas of low pressure out in the Atlantic. It's a complex situation. These areas of low pressure contain the remains of Hurricanes Lee and Maria, as I say, and there is also sort of homegrown Atlantic areas of low pressure as well. The whole lot's going to get together and form one big system later in the weekend. We'll come to that in a moment. But for Saturday, we start off mostly dry with sunny spells. Quite chilly as well, as I say, a fairly cool night overnight Friday into Saturday, but Saturday itself shouldn't be too bad a day for northern and eastern parts of the country, but in the south and west I think we will generate showers through the day. One or two of those could be quite heavy, and then later on during Saturday evening probably we'll bring the first areas of more persistent rain into the far south and southwest ahead of all of this low pressure in the Atlantic. Temperatures will be a lot cooler on Saturday, ranging from just 10 to 16 degrees Celsius. Now that is back down to where you'd expect them to be at the end of September. Then into Sunday, well, it looks reasonably straightforward because all those areas of low pressure that we saw on Saturday's chart have now merged into one large area of low pressure to the northwest of Scotland. But it's going to be quite complex how that happens. So what I think we'll probably start off with on Sunday, remember this is the first stab at this, but it is likely to change a bit over coming days. I think we'll probably start off fairly damp across southern areas with outbreaks of rain, otherwise reasonably dry. Most of that rain in the south should die away, and England and Wales probably having a mainly dry day actually on Sunday with a fair amount of cloud, a few brighter sunny spells. For Scotland and Northern Ireland I think it goes very much downhill with outbreaks of heavy, possibly even torrential rain across Scotland and Northern Ireland on Sunday afternoon. And the winds will be picking up as well. So it's going to be a windy day for all of us, but up in the northwest could well be seeing severe gale force winds by the end of Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening. That's gusts up to 60 or 70 miles an hour, driving in torrential rain. So really going very poor indeed in the north and west by the end of Sunday afternoon. Temperature, because this is a tropical sort of area of low pressure, it has origins from the tropics, temperatures are going to be feeling quite humid, ranging from around 12 to 18 degrees Celsius, but obviously with the wind and rain in the north and the west, it's going to feel generally quite cool. Overnight, Sunday into Monday, this could be the worst of the weather, where gale force winds sweep across the country. Severe gales are possible for the north and the west, and also will drive in heavy rain to many parts. Even down in the south, we might get some heavy rain overnight Sunday into Monday. So quite a stormy night potentially Sunday into Monday. And then into Monday itself, so we finish up with an area of low pressure to the east coast of Scotland. Notice very tight packed ice bar, so it remains windy, still the risk of gales or severe gales to the north. I suspect we'll have outbreaks of heavy rain across much of the country first thing on Monday. Most of that persistent rain should go away into the North Sea, but replaced by heavy showers being driven in by these really strong northwesterly winds. This is much cooler air now starting to push down with those northwesterly winds, so temperatures will take quite a plunge on Monday, probably no better than around 8 to 14 degrees Celsius, something like that. It will feel a lot cooler, and possibly even cold enough for some of those blustery showers to turn a bit wintry over high ground up in the north. Do keep in mind this is very much subject to change, however. It's just the latest idea of how this Sunday-Monday period is likely to develop, but it is open to uncertainty and is subject to change in the coming days. We'll keep you updated, of course. Finally, just having a look at the charts and weather outlook. So lots of dry weather today, but we have got this rain in the west and southwest, and that will be pushing eastwards and northeastwards through the course of this afternoon and into this evening. Fairly decent day coming up tomorrow with a reasonable amount of dry weather, some rain into the far west by the end of the day. Saturday, Friday rather, so we have rain pushing across the country through the course of the day, followed by brighter skies and showers from the west, and then Saturday looks showery in the south, otherwise mostly dry. And then we go into Sunday and Monday, where we've got rain piling in from the west, and very strong winds coming through as well. Could be turning stormy actually Sunday into Monday, and the detail on that is subject to change. So, just summing up, the 5-day forecast period is going to be unsettled. We're going to have rain bands coming through from today through to the end of the week, with some drier weather in between. Tomorrow looks quite a nice day. Over the weekend, all eyes on this area of low pressure going to be moving in and bringing potentially heavy rain and severe gales later on Sunday and into Monday as well. The weather could turn severe, but it is subject to change. So we'll keep you posted. Right, come back later on for day's second video, looking at weather next week to 10 days. But that's all for now, and thanks for watching.